Hello students! Welcome to the video lesson intended for you, grade 7 students. I am your teacher, Teacher April. Good morning everyone. So for week 3 of quarter 4, we're going to discuss frequency distribution. And here are the objectives. At the end of the lesson, the learners will be able to A. Organize data in a frequency distribution table. B. Construct a frequency distribution. So today, you will learn another way to organize data in a table. Pero ngayon, hindi na kailangan ang list of individual values. You will only count the number of times the data appear in a data set. So I have here 3 questions. Do you still recall how the votes are counted during your class election? How about during a barangay or municipal election? Or have you ever watched how the votes of the national elections are being presented to many viewers? Okay, so it is very important na kapag election, para yung data o kaya yung count of votes na pinapresent sa viewers ay madaling makita, lalo na yung status ng election result, gumagamit sila ng tally sheet or tally board. So it is one way to organize the counting of votes. Okay, so what do we mean by frequency? Frequency is the number of times an observation or a particular value appears in a dataset. So, ito yung number of times or kung ilang beses nag-appear ang observation in a data set. Then, when we say frequency distribution, it is a table that shows the frequency for categories, values of a counting variable, or class interval. Now, let us consider the following portion of a table. We have here the class interval, which is 16 to 20, the tally, which is the record of sticks, and the frequency is the number of sticks or the value. Its class size is 5 because there are 5 values that the interval may contain. That is 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. The class interval has class limits, the lower class limit and the upper class limit. So in this case, 16 to 20, the lower class limit is 16, yung pinaka mababa. Then the upper class limit is 20, which is the highest. Okay. If the observation has fractional measurement, such as height and weight, the following class boundaries will avoid the gaps between class intervals. For class interval 16 to 20, the class boundaries are: the lower class boundary is 15.5, that is, you subtract 0.5 from 16. So, nag-minus ka ng 0.5 sa 16. Pag sinabi namang upper class boundary, that is 20.5. Nag-add ka naman ng 0.5 sa highest class limit, which is 20. Okay. Then, each class interval has a class mark. It is the middle value that may serve as the representative of the interval. So in this case, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, the middle value is 18. So therefore, that is the class mark. Now let us summarize the portion of this table. For class interval 16 to 20, the class mark is 18 or the middle value. The lower class limit is 16 and the upper class limit is 20. Now, for lower class boundary, you will subtract 0.5 from 16. So that is 15.5. When we say upper class boundary, you will add 0.5 from the upper class limit. So that is 20.5. Okay. Now, the tally column is the record of sticks, kung saan tayo nagtatarak. That gives you the frequency or the number of values that fall into class interval. Pag sinabi namang frequency column, under the frequency column is the number of sticks, the total number of sticks. This last serve as the fifth count. So, ang counting natin is by 5. So, that counting will be easier. Values or numbers are written in this column. Now, let us examine an example of a complete frequency distribution. So, we have here the title, test scores of 20 students in a 40-item math quiz. In the first column, we have the scores or the score interval. Then, we have the second column, which is the tally, the record of scores, or the record of stick. And we have here the frequency or the number of values. Now, let us answer the following question. How many class intervals are there? So, there are 5 class intervals. We have 16 to 20, 21 to 25, 26 to 30, 31 to 35, and 36 to 40. Next question. What is the lowest class interval? So, the lowest class interval is 16 to 20. And the highest class interval is 36 to 40. Now, what is the class size? The class size is 5 since there are 5 values between 16 to 20 or between each class interval. Next, which score interval has the highest frequency? So, ang highest frequency natin ay makikita sa third column, which is 9. Okay? So, what score interval is that? That is 26 to 30. How about the lowest frequency? So, ang lowest frequency natin is 1. What score interval is that? We have 36 to 40. Now, let us complete the table for the class interval of 21 to 25. So, ang class mark natin or yung middle value is 23. Now, what is the lower class limit? That is 21. And what is the upper class limit? Pinakamataas? That is 25. Okay. How do we get the lower class boundary? You just subtract 0.5 from the lower class limit. So, that is 20.5. Okay. For upper class boundary, you will add 0.5 from the upper class limit or 25. So, that is 25.5. Okay. Now, how to construct a frequency distribution? So, let us take this example. Jessica is a plantita. She surveyed 20 households in their barangay and found out the number of varieties of plants they own. The results are. So, this is the data. Now, to organize the given data, let us construct the frequency distribution. And here are the steps in constructing frequency distribution. Step number 1, create a table with 3 columns. Label each column. So, we have here the number of varieties of plants, the tally, and the frequency. So, do not forget the label of each column. Step number 2, write the categories of the result gathered in the first column. That is the number of varieties of plants. So, we have here 5 varieties. We have 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Step number 3, tally the number of in each category based on the data gathered in the survey. So, dito, magtatarak na kayo kung ilang beses nag-appear ang 0, ilang beses nag-appear ang 1, and so on and so forth. For step number 4, count the sticks in the tally column and write the frequency in the third column. So under the frequency column, you will write the total number of sticks. So for 0, we have 4. For 1, we have 6. For 2, we have 5 times nag-appear. For 3, we have 3. And for 4, we have 2. So that is the frequency of each variety of plants. Step number 5, finalize the table. Make sure to write the title. So do not forget to write the title. Frequency distribution of the number of varieties of plants of 20 households. Now let us consider the following data set. So here we have final math grades of 20 grade 7 students for the school year 2019-2020. So here are the following procedure on how to construct the frequency distribution. Step number 1, find the highest score and the lowest score. So here the highest score is 96 and the lowest score is 76. Step number 2, compute for the range. The difference between the highest and the lowest score. So that is 96 minus 76 is equal to 20. Step number 3, if we intend to set the number of class intervals to be 4, then compute for the class size using the formula. R is divided by 4. So that is 20 divided by 4 is equal to 5. And then, step number 4, form a table, complete the list of class intervals. So, our class size is 5 and the lower score is 76. So, mag-umpisa kayo sa 76, then 5 values. So, we have 76, 77, 78, 79, 80. Okay? So, ang class size natin is 5. There should be 5 values between each class interval. So, we have 81 to 85, 86 to 90, 91 to 95, and 96 to 100. Okay, step number 5, start to complete the tally column by marking sticks where the scores falls. For example, 78. So, 78 falls under 76 to 80. So, dyan kayo magtatarak ng isang stick. Then, 96 falls under 96 to 100. So, isang stick. Okay, you record the sticks. 91 falls under 91 to 95. So, record the stick. Then, 84 falls under 81 to 85. So, isang stick. Then, 87 falls under 86 to 90, so 1 stick. And so on and so forth hanggang sa matapos ninyo yung 20 data set. Okay? Next, last step is to record the total of numbers of sticks per class interval in the frequency column. So, dito naman, bibilangin nyo na kung ilan ang total ng sticks na natali ninyo. So, we have for 96 to 100, we have 1. 91 to 95, we have 2. 86 to 90, we have 7. 81 to 85 is 6. And 76 to 80 is 4. Okay? So, this is how you construct a frequency distribution for a group data. Okay? So, you will answer the learning task number 1. So, it is in the engagement part of your module. You will just refer on the frequency distribution table at the right, then answer the following question. So, there are 5 items. Okay? Next to answer is the assessment part. So, all you have to do is to choose the letter of the correct answer based on the table at the right. Okay, so write your answer on your paper. Okay, so that's all. Happy learning. Thank you for watching. Always remember, study with love, study with all your heart. Please do like, share, and subscribe for more updates. Stay safe. God bless.